It was a culmination of things. I mean, we didn't play very well as a whole, obviously. It's disappointing because I thought we had good 2 weeks of practice. Thought our kids were ready to go, and we just, we didn't coach well enough to put them in the right situations and execute like they should have. So, take responsibility for it. We got to do better. We got to coach better, and we got to get our kids playing better than what they did. Our defense got 2 touchdowns for us. I don't care about anything else. They got 2 touchdowns for us. We've been putting up points all year long, so it's disappointing whenever we don't respond. This is the first time I think we haven't really responded as an offense, and it was disappointing.
Matt respond to getting thrown in that situation?
Well, I thought he did okay. He battled. He didn't play clean, but for his first true time in terms of importance, I thought he went in. He gave us a little bit of a spark and moved the ball, and we got some points before half. We should have had more, but thought he did some good things. So I was excited for Matt, and hopefully it's something he can continue to keep building on.
Double tight sometimes and
Yeah.
change some thinking. What does change when he goes into the game?
We probably do a little more read stuff with him. Utilize his legs a little bit more probably. The base runs are still the same. The philosophy is still the same. You may just utilize, once again, the skill set of what the quarterback does, what he can, and well, not what he can't do, but what he does maybe a little bit better, or what he's strong suited as. So we try to use his legs a little bit more.
If Matt ends up playing, how important is this week for him?
Very. Very important for all of them. But, I tell them all the time, listen, every rep you take in practice is gold. It's gold. Every rep. And you gotta approach it that way. It's a Big Ten championship rep. Every rep. And when you approach it that way from every position, we'll get the product that we want. And that's what we continue to keep preaching.
Rob, it's been maybe a struggle to get the run game going like we've seen it going here with you. What do you maybe attribute some of that to?
Well, I think part of it's some defenses now are really starting to throw numbers down in the box and try to get the extra hats. Minnesota had 8. Most people put 7 in there. Minnesota had about 8. So they really try to concentrate on getting the extra numbers. We tried to throw some RPOs, dropped a couple. We should have made catches. Would have really helped, I think, open some things up. Had a play action one time with a shot, and we got sacked because we had a missed protection off our tailback one time. So there's some things, like I said, we got to get cleaned up that can help us. But I think people are starting to tune in a little bit more to try to take the run away by adding extra numbers. And that's nothing new. I mean, it's just a matter of us executing. I think there's some things we can do that can help our guys. And just, once again, when we execute the plays that are designed to attack when teams do that, it makes everything better. We just didn't do that Saturday.
Trayvon left that game. What's that mean for the rest of that receiver group? And who can you count on to step up?
Well, we want, you have a group of guys that have been playing a lot, and they've been steady for most of the year. So I think this is probably the first game that we've kind of, shrugged a little bit. So, we just got to get those guys back on task, keep the confidence up. They're not going to lose confidence. I'm not losing confidence in our team at all. It's just frustrating, it's disappointing whenever you don't play as good as what you should, as what you're expected to. So I think our kids understand the sense of urgency. They understand the team that's coming in and the challenge is going to be. But at the same time, that's what we embrace, that's what we want. So be a good test for us.
Got passes Saturday than usual. Was it the conditions, just not catching the ball in the right spot? They don't make excuses. We just dropped the ball. We got to catch it. We understand. The weather's a little wet, it's a little damp, but they drop balls too, right? So it's, both sides was kind of sloppy in my opinion at times as far as receiving. So we just got to, to me, I'm more concerned about us. We got to focus. We got to make sure we see the ball with our eyes and our hands, right? See it all the way in and, finish catches. We'll continue to keep stressing that all each week.
When you look at Matt Robinson, what did you see in him, and how has he been relative to what you thought he would be?
Well, we got Matt late in the process because I was late in the process, basically. So most of the guys actually had been signed or somewhere else. So as we scoured through to see what else was still there, Matt was probably one of the better guys that I saw that was still out there unsigned. If Matt would be 6'2", I'm sure he'd probably had a lot more than what he had at the time. But I just, his film was very consistent. He had very productive. His
His highlight film was about 15 minutes long, just play after play after play, at a strong conference in California. So he's one of the best in the country. So, you know, his game film, his highlight film, his footage and all the different intangibles that he brought, you know, kind of fit to what I was looking for, you know. So I like the kid, like the person as you got a chance to meet him. I thought he fit the mindset of the quarterback that we're looking for. He's still young. He's a redshirt freshman, so he's still learning. But at the same time, I think Max got a high upside.
It looked like there was a clip on TV, maybe Kendrick said something to him to kind of maybe help settle him in. How did you see the guys kind of help him settle into that environment?
Yeah, I didn't see that. You know, I don't know. I think, you know, I'm sure they were giving him words of encouragement. I didn't ask him. I just said, "Back, get your hat on. You're ready to go." He's ready. So, you know, he wasn't nervous. He wasn't, you know, gun shy. He was ready to go play, and I thought he went in and battled, competed. Now, once again, he can play better, but at the same time, I thought he competed for us.
First time maybe your receivers didn't get separation and win one-on-one battles, and going into this week, Don's going to play it the same way, I would assume.
Well, you know, yeah, you probably have to wait and see, right? They're primarily a man-to-man team, and a lot of press, a lot of pressure. So you're right. We got to do a better job of getting separation. I can do a better job of helping our guys as well, and you know, we'll go see what happens.
Going off of that, during these last 3 games when the offense has maybe struggled or stalled out, what are just the types of defensive coverages that the offense has maybe just kind of stalled with or kind of struggled with?
I don't know if it's necessarily a certain coverage as much as, you know, it's more of an execution from our standpoint. You know, we've seen every coverage there is. Cover 2, 24, 2 on one side, 4 on the other. What they call cover 6. Man, zone pressures. I mean, we've seen it all. So it's not that one thing is bogging us down at times. It's more of an execution, in my opinion. You know, like I told our guys this morning, it's 11 guys. This is why football is the greatest sport, because it takes 11 guys at one time to execute a play. If one guy screws up, it can mess the whole entire play up. If one guy messes up, but if all 11 do their job and do what they're supposed to and strain to the edge of the whistle, then great things can happen. And I think that's what we got to get back to. I tell our guys all the time, we got to learn how to strain, and 11 guys got to play in harmony, in sync, for us to get our job done.
Lowe has had a lot of things off the field. His life has changed a lot. How have you seen him change, mature over the last year, both on and off the?
Yeah, he's really grown up, I think. You know, he's always been a quiet type guy, not real talkative, kind of to himself. But you can see he's become a man, is what he's become. The boy's became a man, and he's got other responsibilities now that kind of helps speed that process up a little bit. But at the same time, he's taken care of himself. He's changed his body. His mindset's completely different. You know, Darren Lowe's been tremendous for us, I think, and he's still. I think his best football still ahead of him.
Does Michigan defense do well?
Just about everything. I mean, they're fast. They're athletic. They bring pressure. They do a good job of, you know, overall they're very good, very sound, very good, very aggressive, well coached. Great football team.
I understand Brandon's status is unknown, but what's the dynamic for you if it is a place of question mark as the week goes on, whether he'd be good to go on Saturday, how you handle reps or get both 2 quarterbacks ready?
Yeah, well, we better have 2 quarterbacks ready because you never know what's going to happen, right? So, you know, we have a group of 5 in my room. So if depending on who can get reps or who can't, we'll divvy it up then because, you know, we got, you know, Matt and Brandon both were not Matt, but Brandon and Isaiah both were, you know, on the injured list, I guess. So, you know, you got Matt Robinson, Karan Taylor, and Cam Miller. Right, so if the other guys can't go, then we'll get them reps and get them ready to go. If the other guys are healthy, then we'll definitely get them reps and get them caught up to speed.
Expect him to be able to be back on the practice field this week?
I hope so. We'll see. You know, I haven't heard yet, but I hope so.
We got some of the players back here. Brandon knows his team pretty well. The team they're playing Saturday. How much can he help you on or off the field in terms of just, you know, sharing knowledge and that kind of thing?
He's got enough on his plate right now not to worry about that because this defense is good. So I don't think he's going to, you know, he's not in the business of doing that, and we're not either. I mean, that's been so long ago. I don't know what he remembers, what he doesn't remember. To be honest with you, I know I haven't asked him. Lovey hasn't asked him. I don't think so. It's you know, that's been the past. So it is what it is. You know, to me, that's overrated too.
Okay, well,
So,
never
yeah.
done, but it's good.